Rayman. The big-nosed dude who goes about saving the world, Rayman has had quite a long and interesting career. First created in 1994 by quirky French dude Michel Ancel while at Ubisoft, Rayman was originally a boy called Jimmy who gets sucked into a world to fight evil.
However, that idea was abandoned, thank goodness, and Rayman just became some weird limbless dude who punches people. Anyway, we've said dude a lot, so let's just get started and follow the complete history of Rayman. Rayman, 1995. Rayman's first adventure made its debut appearance on the Atari Jaguar, a 2D platformer that saw the title hero battle the evil Mr. Dark and free the poor Electrons.
Rayman's unique limbless design allowed for some cool gameplay features, such as the ability to throw his fist and spin his hair like helicopter blades, which actually has nothing to do with him being limbless.
The game was notorious for its high difficulty level, but that didn't stop it receiving a great deal of praise and even being the best-selling PlayStation game in the United Kingdom.
2 years later, and Ubisoft did an expansion pack of sorts with Rayman Gold in 1997 for the PC. The package included 24 new levels, new features such as a timer, and a level editor, which allowed players to make their own levels and share them via the internet. How very modern.
A year later, and Ubisoft did another re-release known as Rayman Forever, which expanded on the Rayman Gold package and offered 40 new levels designed by fans.
It also featured Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey as Two-Face and the Riddler.
Rayman 2: The Great Escape, 1999.
Like many mascots at the time, Rayman feared of being stuck in the realm of 2D and made the jump to the third dimension with Rayman 2: The Great Escape.
The game was very different from the original, offering a more organic, living world and tons of new characters such as the stupid Glowbox.
The game also had a very dark, brooding atmosphere, with Razorbeard and his robot pirates making for some scary villains.
The game released to critical acclaim, specifically the Dreamcast version, which was awarded the Dreamcast Game of the Year at IGN. Rayman, the Animated Series, 1999.
While not widely known, Rayman actually received a 3D animated series created by Ubisoft themselves. The show cast Rayman alongside a bunch of new faces including a girl, a fairy, a rabbit, and some dog-like creature.
The show wasn't very good and only received 4 episodes, which can be viewed on YouTube for your intriguing viewing pleasure.
Oh, displeasure.
However, if you're a Billy West fan, such as myself, you'll scoop it up like dog poop as Rayman is voiced by the legendary voice actor, Billy West.
And if you're asking who's Billy West, he's the dude who voices Fry in Futurama. And if you're asking what's Futurama, it's a sci-fi sitcom created by Matt Groening. And if you're asking who's Matt Groening, he's the guy who created The Simpsons. And if you're asking what's The Simpsons, where have you been? Living under a rock like Patrick Star? Rayman accompaniment.
Let me try. Rayman accompaniment Saclay.
Saclay, yeah, that's it, Saclay. Rayman accompaniment Saclay.
Well, we've done it. 1999. Like Sonic and Mario before him, Rayman took part in educating youngins, with this educational game released only in France and Canada for PC and Mac.
The game was designed to prepare children for primary school and introduce them to things such as reading. Thankfully, this was the only educational game Rayman took part in.
Rayman Brain Games, 2000.
Oops, I spoke too soon, as a year later, Ubisoft released another educational game, this time for the PlayStation and Windows. Thankfully, this was the last educational game Rayman took part in.
Actually, you spoke too soon again, because in the same year, Rayman released another educational game for the PC, Rayman Activity Center 2 in the year 2000.
Oh no! I see. Okay, well, apparently this one taught you the importance of numeracy and literacy, and featured new characters such as Joe the Cricket and the horribly disgusting Clown in Love. Clowns don't deserve love! Horrible things. Oh, Jesus!
Rayman Revolution, 2001. Rayman 2 got an Uncharted remake on the PlayStation 2 with Rayman Revolution.
Uncharted?
That doesn't matter. Look. The game was nearly identical to the original, except it offered 3 new hub areas and some new characters. Once again, the game received strong reviews, with many critics echoing similar statements as the original.
Oh yes, Rayman M 2001. Rayman entered the multiplayer scene with this 4-player party game. The game featured 2 modes of play, an arena fighting mode where players battle each other, and a racing mode where players take part in on-foot races. The game featured 9 playable characters, many of them from Rayman 2. The game received generally mixed reviews, with many noting that it didn't really do anything special.
Rayman Advance, 2001. Rayman's original venture got the porting treatment and was brought over onto the Game Boy Advance. The game was designed to be slightly easier, such as Rayman having an extra life point. Also, Rayman's sprite is much bigger in this game, making him stand out like Godzilla in a city. On top of that, the music was compressed and didn't sound as grand as the original.
Which sucks.
I was gonna say that, which sucks.
Sucks. Rayman Rush, 2002. Now this is an odd one. Rayman Rush is the inferior version of Rayman M, as it only features the racing levels and only allows 2 players. Still, it was released a year later on the original PlayStation 1. How odd. Still, it came out and here it is. Rayman Rush.
Rayman 3 Hoodlum Havoc, 2003. After nearly 4 years, Rayman finally got a successor to The Great Escape.
This time, the game had a more comedic, self-referential tone, mostly from Murphy, who would constantly break the fourth wall. The game's major gameplay highlight was the ability to use new power-ups found in cans, such as a helicopter propeller and stronger fists.
The game also featured prominent voice acting from French dude David Gassman. Gassman. Luigi from the Super Mario Bros. Movie, John Leguizamo, whoever you pronounce his last name. Leguizamo.
And you guessed it, the legendary voice actor Billy West.
Oh, Billy West again. Generally, the game received positive reviews, but some felt the gameplay was a little too repetitive.
Like me.
In 2012, a HD version of the game was released titled Rayman 3 HD.
How imaginative. Rayman Golf, 2003. Developed for the mobile phone by Gameloft, Rayman Golf saw the limbless hero pick up a club and do some putting. The game featured an 18-hole golf course and 13 different clubs. Despite Rayman's mug appearing in it, it pretty much has little to do with the series. In short, it's a money grabber. But who buys golf games anyway? I mean, like, who wants to play a virtual game of golf?
But it's the same like Animal Crossing. Why would you want to live a life there when you can live a life like that without animals?
But I don't have animal neighbors, unless you count Uncle Squad, who lives like a pig.
Rayman, Hoodlum's Revenge, 2005.
The unofficial foquel to the series...
Wait, foquel isn't even a word.
It is now! The unofficial foquel to Rayman 3, Hoodlum's Revenge saw those stitched up bags of cloth seeking payback.
It was released exclusively for the Game Boy Advance and was an isometric adventure similar to the Spyro games.
Well, no wonder it was made by the same people. It was a moderately successful game, which also allowed Glowbox to be fully playable.
Rayman 10th Anniversary, 2005.
To celebrate Rayman's 10th birthday, Ubisoft packaged several Rayman games together into one nice package. What's so funny? For the PlayStation 2, you could get Rayman N, Rayman Revolution, and Rayman Free. And for the GBA, you could get Rayman Advance and Rayman Free on one snazzy little cartridge. In the UK, for £20, this was a bargain.
Rayman DS, 2005. Released for the Nintendo DS, which stands for dual screen, by the way, Rayman's DS game wasn't actually a new adventure, but rather a port of Rayman 2 The Great Escape. It wasn't too shabby, but the D-pad made 3D platforming a bit of a nightmare. So far, Rayman's history has been fairly successful, with a lot of great games mixed in alongside some cannon fodder. Of course, with the announcement of Rayman 4, Rayman's adventures were only going to continue.
Except during development, a problem started to appear. A rabid problem indeed.